Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another Grand Cat unboxing review. I am the Grand Cat and today we are unboxing another very Grand Cat, which is King from Tekken 7. It has been a long time since we've done a Strong Collectibles unboxing, and we do have loads more. I've got Kentaro, I think we did Kung Lao already. We've got Baraka, we've got Raiden, we've got the new Reptile. I'm sure there's more than that as well. So I really need to get around to doing them. I've got E-Honda, I've got Zangief. I just remembered I've got a Street Fighter one as well. I've got Evil Ryu. We've got Terry. Oh man, I've got loads that we need to do. So if you're a Storm Collectibles fan, of course, stay tuned to this channel. Subscribe, click that notification icon so you see when more of these videos go up. And also, if you want to see Storm Collectibles, remember you can check out the subscriptions. Not the subscription, the playlist. The playlist by clicking on the Grand Cat name, and that will take you to the entire playlist of all the Storm Collectibles figures we have. So let us open this up. It's still in the paper that it originally came in. Of course, the Storm Collectibles line are very, very expensive figures, so that's why we keep them like this, to keep them all in pristine condition, and to everyone's annoyance, I of course unbox the figures, making the value go down by half the second that they are opened. So the back of it is all in Japanese. It says King there. I'm not exactly sure what it said, but I can read the King of the Iron Fist tournament down there. But you can see some lovely artwork of him doing the lariat, pointing the hands. That's him doing the soul back kick, and that is him doing his roar. It's a taunt. It was very cool to see. The side does have him. Looks like he's doing a spinning wheel kick, probably. There's King, and of course he does also come with the cape as well. So this is a figure that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. Of course, my favourite character in the Tekken franchise is Jin, but the Baron's favourite character is King. And there has been many nights that we have stayed up long into the morning having Jin versus Tekken fights where we have beaten the crap out of each other many times. There's not many people I can play Tekken with because I'm quite a very good Tekken player, and there wasn't many people that could realistically challenge me, not for any kind of length of time anyway. But the Baron is really good at Tekken as well, and he can do a lot of the King combos as well. So here is the bottom of it. It says Tekken 7 in the bottom. You have a lot of blurb with Tekken. Now this one, we are keeping the box. A lot of these figures, I don't keep the box and I'll just shred them open. But with Tekken, with Storm Collectible figures in general, it's always good to keep the box. And this isn't cutting, so I'm just going to have to peel it off. You don't want to damage the box in any way because they are lovely boxes, lovely artwork on them. They hold very expensive little figures. So yeah, Storm Collectibles is not something that you can get into collecting if you're on a budget, not by any means nor stretch of the imagination. You have to go all in for these guys. There is the background, which looks freaking awesome actually. That looks really cool. It's actually, I think it's King's stage. It's the wrestling ring, yeah. You can see the ropes and everything behind it. And you can see the sides of the screen there, which is very cool to see. This does come out, I think, but I'm going to leave it in there. Because what we're most interested in is looking at the figure, of course. So it comes with 2 layers of packaging. So in the back you have, oh, that looks really awesome actually. You've got the cape and you've got the action accessory, which is for, the lariat, the clothesline. And then in the second part you have King himself. He doesn't come with any alternate heads, but he does come with 6 additional hands. But having an alternate head wouldn't make sense because his head is just the Jaguar mask, and the Jaguar mask doesn't change. It doesn't, like, he doesn't actually roar or growl using the Jaguar mask, he just makes the noises. So let's look at this part here, first of all. we'll open this up. And strangely, there is no plastic covering. Normally you do get that. So there we are, King Anger of Beast. And I actually thought this was going to be solid plastic, but no, it's actually, they've made it very, very soft, very light material. So it's very, very flexible, which is very, very cool for, you know, like posing. I thought it was going to be solid. As an example, right, so this is really nice. This is really nice. But I thought it was going to be, like as you saw in the previous video, this, which is really, really solid, really rigid, and doesn't move from this position. Oh my goodness, my grand cat! Oh. If you want to see what this grand cat figure is all about, check out the previous video. You can see it all there. There we have the effect, and you can see that it has been molded for a specific fist or specific hand, and it's really long actually. I mean, it's almost the length from shoulder to toe of King, and King I think is a relatively tall figure. So let's take these out of here for just now. We're going to put this back on here, and we're going to put this over the side. We're going to put that away. We're going to look at King himself, which I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. So it does come with a plastic sheet, so if you are getting a brand new, check for that. Make sure, because this is the way that you tell the difference. Well, it's one of the ways you can tell the difference between a real figure and a knockoff. So if your figure doesn't come with that and you bought it brand new, then you didn't get it brand new, or it's not an official Strong Collectible figure. There is King himself. I was looking at the tail back here. It's pretty cool. It does have a secondary plastic sheet behind it to keep him nice and protected. King, you are going to stand here for just a second while we take out the hands. So let's take the hands out first of all and see what we are working with, and then we'll get this packaging out of the way, and then we're going to look at King. And also I've just gotten a whiff of the smell of the brand new plastic, which always smells amazing when you get, you know, your brand new figurine. Which is very, very cool. So now let us look at big old King himself. Well, let's look at the hands first before we do that. So you have the open grip hand, like so. You've got a second open grip hand. So what is the difference between these two? There you can see the difference. One of them, the thumb, is extended a lot more out than the other one. Now, of course, he would have various different grappling hands because King is, of course, a grappler. He is a wrestler. He can point with either hand. So you've got, you know, the taunts, and he comes automatically with the closed fist hand as well. So I think we're going to keep with closed fist hand for just now. We're going to keep these over to the side, and before we go into the, oh my goodness, look at the feet. The feet has the paw prints on them, which is awesome. Before we do anything else, let's do a quick size comparison with another figure from the Tekken line, which is Jin. I love this Jin figure. He looks like a freaking statue. You know, I mean, like, this is how good these Strong Collectible figures are. They're so good. And you can see that King does stand a little bit taller, and he is a little bit more bulky, a lot more muscular than what Jin is. If you see the side comparisons, you can see that Jin is a little bit less bulky than King. Interesting side note, there is a friend that I have who is an actual professional wrestler, and he did cosplay King at a convention one time when I was cosplaying Jin, and at the time I weighed, I think it was 7 stone, if not less, maybe 6.5. I went through a bad case of trying to make myself really thin. It was horrible, dark times. But he was a professional wrestler, and I asked him, hey, could you pick me up for a choke slam for a photograph? And he said, sure, Absolutely. Now, bear in mind, he's a professional wrestler, and he said, "All right, when I lift you up, I want you to hold on to my arm, like grip here, both hands, and hold yourself that way. I'll try and hold you with the other hand, you know, at the back, but a lot of it is going to be on the throat." And I was like, "Okay, sure, no problem," because I figured, okay, I'm just going to be up for 3 seconds. You're going to put me back down. So he lifted me up into the choke slam position, and you know, my friend took the photograph with my camera, and then they put my phone away and took out their phone and took a photograph, and then a whole bunch of other cosplayers was like, "Yo, that's cool as hell," and they all gathered round and then started taking loads of photographs. And like, I think that he had me up in the choke slam position for about like a minute and a half, and through that time, like, I could barely breathe, and he was like, "Oh, this guy's actually a lot lighter than I thought." So like, he was loving it. He was loving the attention, and I wouldn't say who he was because I don't want to name anyone, but he knows who he is, and um, no, he is awesome. He's really cool. But maybe in a later video I'll give him a shout out because he's an awesome wrestler. He's a great guy as well. Great cosplayer as well. Loves everything. But also like he is built. He is solid. Like pure muscle. So if you're watching, you know who you are, and it's really cool to. That was a really cool moment in my life. That MTM Expo. So there we are. So yeah, so I do know a real life king who is a real life wrestler, and we even won the masquerade because he put on a performance that year with a cosplayer that was cosplaying Wang as well. So very cool. So anyway, let's get back to the king figure now that I've done all this talking about myself. So that was accidental. Right, so let's put Jin away for just now, and let's look at the flexibility. Oh, this is new. So the butterfly joints don't just go forward and back, but they go up and down as well. This is new. I've not seen this in any Strong Collectible figure before. That's awesome, actually. The shoulder has its own movement, and the shoulder also moves on its own as well. But this is really cool. I love the veins that are along here. I hope that's coming up on the camera. So that is really cool. That's a lot of flexibility. The neck, actually, this part here is all soft. So he's got like a lot of movement with the neck, which is very cool to see. It is on double ball joint, so the neck can come up or be here like this. You can look up, you can look down, you can obviously look to both sides, which is very cool. You have the bicep swivel, which is kind of hindered by the muscles of the bicep, which is acceptable. The elbow pads are soft rubber, so it only comes this far. I'm not even sure if it's a double elbow joint or not. The wrist is of course on the ball joint. Whoa, that came off a lot easier than I thought it would, just through movement. Of course, the wrists are soft rubber. Interesting. Very cool. A lot of articulation in the wrist. Of course, the upper body, this is all soft. It has the very generous ab crunch. Like that is just from the back there. That is not actually using the stomach as well. Of course, when you do it too far, the back does get caught, so you just need to fix that. The body has body swivel as well, so you can actually do some like really cool poses with the shoulder up. Like, you know, I just did that pose like from almost nothing, and you can even rotate this arm back as well. And if I had a title belt here, like you could just equip that. So the tail does have movement, so it does rotate. It is all soft goods. There's nothing in there. There's no metal bone or anything like that. But you can have it off to the side. You can do that kind of thing with it. Let's try leg rotation. So legs are very stiff, which is fine. Oh, we can actually see how this works from this part here. So it does come all the way up, so he can do the big boot. He can kind of do a speech and music. It's not full, like you can't do splits, but you can get pretty much up there. Double knee joint, so he can do his big crushing knees, his big running knees and everything. This part here, the shin guard, is all soft goods. You can see that when it's pressed in there, which allows a lot of articulation as well. There is a toe pivot here. There we go, like so. So it allows you to do a lot of posability so that you can get your figures into some really, really cool poses. Let's try this side as well. Exactly the same. The toe joint was just the bit that was just a little bit stiff, but there we go. Up like so. Now does the leg swivel? It does, but it's very, very stiff. I think it's the muscles that are kind of getting in the way for King. Yeah, so not the easiest to swivel the thighs. I think this thigh swivel is in there, but it's not easy to manipulate. So now that we've seen all of that, let's try putting on this. So this part doesn't unclip or anything like that. It's just you literally put it on through the arms. So let's give him his cape first of all. Try that out. So I think it just goes in like so. We want to get it over the elbow pads. Rotate the shoulders in a little bit more. Just try and get it over the rubber part of the elbow pads there. Okay, I've got one in, and then the second comes up like so, and it looks really pretty cool actually. Like, that is pretty awesome. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. Maybe move the knee up a little bit. Maybe pose in. Swivel the ankle there. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty cool actually. I'm not sure if this arm guard moves. It seems to be pretty sturdy in where it is, which, you know, I'm fine with. It feels like it should move, but I don't really want to go testing it. Not at the moment anyway. Let's try the lariat, which I think goes over the fist. So it should just pop on there like so. You see, this is why I'm thinking maybe that is supposed to rotate, because that looks like that should be like that. But if we do something like that, then you could have. I'm going to try it with the cape on, and of course we're going to put him into a running pose, because you know you don't do a clothesline while you're standing. I mean, you can, but I mean, if we want the big wind-up clothesline, we want to get him with some movement, some motion behind him, and have, you know, the big old lariat up like this. Something like that looks kind of cool. So let's have Jin. Jin's kind of expecting it from the wrong side, so let's turn him around like there, and you can see that there's what the big old clothesline would be like. Let's try and pose Jin in a way where he's taking a clothesline. Can we do that? The entire thing's falling. It's okay. We got there, but something like that there. And that's what that would look like. That's actually pretty cool, considering I did that within like a few seconds there. Just in terms of how that looks. That's kind of cool actually. But right, just for just for nostalgia's sake, just for myself, let's do one last pose. I'm sure you can guess what it is, and if you can't, then well, you probably haven't been paying attention to the video. But let's get this off of King first of all. So he does have giant shoulders that this needs to come around. And we do need to be careful because the little bits that hold the cape on are kind of thin, so we don't want to go breaking those. So just take it off nice and carefully, nice and gently. There we are. And let's get King into a stationary position. For the right hand, we're going to use this grip here. So I'm going to slide this hand off and put on this one. And I'm sure you can all see what we are going for. The second hand, I'm just going to take this one off and we're going to put on the less gripped hand, you know, with the finger more out to the side. And that is going to sit there, like so. And we are, of course, going to recreate the very, very famous pose from MCM Expo that everyone in the world got a photograph of. And yes, we are going to do the famous choke slam. And I'm going to try and get myself into the position that I was in, where I had one hand over here, and King, again, I won't say his real name, just in case he doesn't want it said. But if he does want it said, then he'll be in the comment section, and you can find him there. And if you can find him, if he does leave a comment, I'll post it as the pinned message so that you can all see him. But he is a professional wrestler, and not only a professional wrestler, but he's also a champion as well, which is very, very awesome. I've never actually seen him wrestle live, and I really, really need to. I need to head down at some point and, you know, go to one of his shows, because that's something I've been meaning to do for a very, very long time. But it's difficult to get him all the way around because well, I think Jin is a little bit bulkier than what I am or what I was, and King's muscles are really trying his best to prevent him from holding the character in position, but I'm determined to get this. You see, when he did it, it was more like this. It was all the way around. So, well, actually, there we go. There, I think we might be in position. Almost. If we can just get Jin to cooperate a little bit. I know they've got the legs out, and if the legs were down a little bit, it would be slightly easier. But, oh no, oh, we almost had it. I just want to be able to let it go. Okay, if we put the legs down, there we are, there. There is King doing the choke slam. And King actually does have a choke slam. If you do the throw from the side, at least he did in the previous games. I'm not sure if he still has it now, but I'm fairly sure that he did. I do remember that one. So there we are, very cool to see. There is King able to do an absolute choke slam. Before we finish off, we'll try another couple of moves. What else is famous? We're not going to do the 5 throw combo, you know, the one that does the 100% damage. Although I don't think it does 100% damage any longer. I think it was nerfed so that it doesn't do a full 100% if you connect. But let's try the suplex. Suplex is always a very generic move, but looks very cool. So let us try that. I have a feeling that Jin's legs are going to be off screen. So yeah, there we are. And can it stand? That is the question. There we go. There is King in mid suplex to Jin. Actually, we can put this hand all the way down because it doesn't need it. There. It's almost like a jackhammer, you know, compliments of Goldberg. What else can we do? Oh, can we do the Kaneko Buster or the Muscle Buster, as it is more commonly known in English. So for this, we need to pose Jin quite a bit. We need to get those legs down pretty far. So is he able to reach up is the question. We can certainly get one leg gripped. Can't really stretch out to reach the other leg, unfortunately. But maybe if we just do something like this, we can kind of fake it for the camera. And of course, for the Kaneko Buster, King needs to, or the Kaneko Buster, or as it was originally called in Muscle, the Butt Buster, as it was called by King Muscle, back in the original Japanese anime, which of course was the prequel to Ultimate Muscle, which you might have seen in English. But there we go, there is the Kaneko Buster. Although King does it on one knee, doesn't he? He doesn't go all the way down. So I think the way that King does it is the kneeling version, that's more like that. Can we get him to kneel is the question. We've almost got it. It is leaning far to the side, but we're almost there. I realise this is going to be a long video. I don't know how many of you are still watching, but I hope you are still watching. There we go. There is the Kaneko Buster, which is very, very cool to see with King. It's not a perfect Kaneko Buster, but it's close enough. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a good ending point there. And the fact that King can hold it and it can sit there, I think is very, very cool. With that said, folks, I think that is going to be the end of this little video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please give us a like, share and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you can see when more of these glorious videos come up. We have a bunch more Strong Collectibles coming up, especially Kintaro. I think Kintaro is going to be the next Strong Collectibles figure that we do. I'm not sure when I'm going to get around to that. It might go up tomorrow, it might be a week from now, it might be 2 weeks from now, unsure. But stay tuned, because it will go up at some point. But like I said, that's going to be it for this video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.